Hey guys, Anthony, Fourby4 Diesel and Fourby4 Touring Australia. We've got a big problem here in this 2019 1G DFTV 150 Prado. Check this out. Wait for this screen to wake up a little bit. Wake up Australia, wake up Toyota, wake up. We'll turn that radio off, rid of that. Yeah, whatever, right? So no cow, yeah, that's all good. Now chuck it in reverse. We want to see what's going on. No reverse camera. Oh no, what's going on? How are we going to fix this? Okay, I think I found where the problem's at. Back here, back here, back here, back here. Ah, we've got a bag blocking the view of the reverse camera. It's up under there somewhere with all the dirt and everything, right? So, paid a visit to Kaon, popped in and picked up one of these reverse in-camera relocation brackets. Now, don't get excited by the part number yet. Make sure you read. Right, Prado 150, 14 to 21. There's some different brackets, so I'd check their website for the listing to get the right one for you. Key things to remember: Australian design, made and owned, quality components. So we'll get in the box, see what's in there, and see if we can work it out and show you how to whack that on. Okay, in the box, the bracket, the nuts and bolts required, and some fitting instructions. This would probably pay. We'll have a quick look at those and show you what's done. Okay, step one, remove this bag or any cover you've got off your spare wheel and take off your spare wheel and tyre. Okay, so we'll remove the bag. This is for the outback tourers. Once you remove the bag, you're going to find a lot of dust in there, and that's what we did. So gave that a good bit of a clean up, and you can let it dry or compressed air. Ooh, that's a good blower. If that blower's not big enough, try the big one. We got the wheel off. Remembering I haven't fitted one of these before. I don't fit accessories. But what I'm going to do is things like, I can see, you know, the wire for the camera. It's going to need to come around over this side, right? Over here. So we're going to need to release the wire. So I'm going to do things like release that little clip there, like that. And see this plug? It's probably easier. You could take this whole bracket off. I'm not sure if you need to. I'm going to try and find the easiest way, all the shortcuts. See this plug here? See it slides on that bracket? So I'm pretty confident this will come off that. So I'm going to leave that in the vehicle so the hole's plugged. I'm going to take that bracket off by most likely pressing some little pins in behind here, pressing these little tabs. Let's see if I can get it to focus. In behind here, pressing those in. See how, hang on, let me get the other hand around here. See how it moves like that? So there must be little tabs on those pins there holding that in. So you're not undoing the plug. Taking the plug should come off the mounting bracket. So I'm going to work on that. Right, so to release that clip, just put a very small screwdriver in there, as you can see. It's going to fall. I just want to show you, like I just sort of pushed it in there. It's very hard to demonstrate one hand, you know, without an extra hand sort of thing. So yeah, that just went in between quite easily and released it. So this plug just comes off the bracket like that. I'll show you what it looks like. Around this side, right, that's what your bracket looks like. Okay. Next, I think I'm going to take off, remove that 12mm and that 12mm to get this bracket off. Taking a guess here, I'll let you know how that goes. Right guys, a really important part to this video is you've got to look in the reflection and see if you can tell me what sort of shoes and footwear I've got on, and it'll be quite funny. Anyway, I've taken those two 12mm bolts out, right, which out of the back, the top there, underneath, and now it just sort of lifts down. Oh, there's a plug there on the camera as well. So I think I'm going to unplug that right now by carefully lifting up that little tab. Again, I've got to do it hands-free, back in a minute. Right, so there it is. Yeah, I was just lifting that little tab, but because this does touring, I had a bit of dirt under the plug. I've just wiped it off actually, but anyway, it's easy to release the tab. You just lift it up a little bit. May help just using a screwdriver to lightly hold it up, because I had to wiggle a lot, like a lot of these plugs once they get dirt on them. The wire now should just come out here. Right. Everything goes to plan. So okay. Oh, you know how many times I've washed this and there's still dirt in there? But anyway, washed and washed now, you know, before the wheel off, after the wheel off. You know, it's ridiculous. But anyway, there's our wiring. We'll just let that sit, and we need to now take this to the bench and remove those little screws at the back to get the camera out of the bracket. Okay, so we've got the camera unplugged and removed. Don't lose these little screws. You may need at least 2 of them, I believe, so far. I've had a quick browse through the instructions. Obviously the camera goes into this bracket. I'm not sure which way, it doesn't tell you that. If I remember correctly, the side with the writing and the plug is the top, but I could be wrong. Someone that's done this before, maybe there's a video on this, maybe I should have a search. Anyway, and this is the number plate bracket. Somehow it mounts near the number plate, but I can't actually even see how that goes. So keep looking around and get back to you once I figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to roll with that. Sits the bottom hole at the somewhere to do with the number plate, that one there. And there's some couple of self tappers that go up underneath where you can't see them. And then that bracket must attach onto this one there. And I've just set the camera in, as I said, with the part number facing upwards. Should be the right way. I'll roll with that. If we get to the end and it's wrong, I'll let you know. Now we're going to use those little screws and pop 2 of those. You can only get 2 back in there. Okay, so the screws are in like that. Going to go and put the bracket on the vehicle next. Okay, so back over to the vehicle. This bracket, it's pretty obvious to see which way it sits. Obviously can only go one way. It's got the K-on written on the outside, and you bring it in and it basically goes, you line it up with that number plate. And the bolt that holds that is the original one that holds the number plate, and that'll sit like that. And of course we're going to put the self tappers in underneath there. Show you that later, maybe pretty straightforward. Certainly do this one up tight first so it positions those in the right area, the 2 underneath. And then you're going to use the nuts and bolts supplied to connect the camera bracket to here. Just used this little 3mm drill bit while pressing this down to drill out those holes just quickly. Those little self-tapping screws in. No need to over tighten them, it's just plastic. It doesn't need to be super strong. You're not going anywhere. The movement, it's hard to explain, but it's kind of going to be in and out, like back and forward this way. So even being in there, they're not going to move, but it's well and truly secure. There's no issue there. Just don't over tighten them, and then you pull the plastic out. There's ways to fix that, but you don't want to go there. So the caution is don't over tighten. And if I've got everything the right way around, it's just loose at the moment, so I can show you the Allen keys, which happen to be 5mm I think, and the nuts happen to be 10mm, and the washer goes on the bottom one because it's got the slot for because it's adjustable. Adjustable. We'll tighten it up, get it all plugged in, and secure the wire with some of the clips supplied. Show you the finished product. Nearly done. Just going to tidy up this wiring a little bit. The plug is a join, so that's got to stay there, but there is a wiring clip which I've sort of almost removed just to show you. You don't need to cut anything. Just there's a little tab there. You can see that little tab right in the middle of the picture about now. Just at the end of my fingernail right there. Just lever that this way, and that allows this ratcheting type part of the zip tie to slip out, and then you can take it off, keep it as a spare. Right, and it makes the wiring nice and neat. Let's get those supplied clips on and see what happens. Got the camera plugged in. Right, just to make it a bit neater. See, we've got these, I think it's part numbers on the wiring looms, whatever. So I'm going to use this video as a reference for mine, because I'm going to cut that tag off. So is that 821876080A and some other numbers and what do you call it, a QR code. So I'm just going to remove. I'm going to cut it away at each end of the white, because where it comes out from behind, I don't think it'll make much difference, but see, it's near the edge of the tyre, so you'll see a bit of white. So I'm just going to get rid of that one at this end. We're slowly getting closer. Camera's on. I couldn't help myself. I spent the extra couple of minutes. I trimmed the tape, and the one that I trimmed, I've put the other half back here where it's out of the way, and I just taped over the top of it nicely. So that'll just be a bit of black tape coming out the side, right? Now we've got to fit up those bada bing, the little clampy things that stick on. We've cleaned it to make sure it sticks, yeah? It's got to be nice and clean. That's where you can see the reflection. See the King swag over there, yeah? Have you worked out the footwear yet? As I said, I haven't done one of these before, so the first clamp, I reckon, on the edge, because that's where it's going to come out from behind the tyre. We just want to keep that, that's still loose at the moment, but we want to keep that nice and secured at that end. And I think the next one is at the point where the tyre is going to be closest to the body, and that is about there. So I think I'm going to put the other one there, and what that does, keeps them close together, clear of the tyre, but then you're wiring this way. This hopefully won't, see it keeps a little bit of tension on it, that's not hitting anything. If you want, you can wrap some foam and tape the plug up as well in case you're worried about it rubbing or hitting. I may do that. And it's not putting a lot of stress on the wire up here. You can see with me putting pressure on, it's still got, you know, there's still more movement there. We're just sort of pushing it to sort of like that. Alright, so I think that's the go. Alright, have you worked out the footwear yet? I want to see it in the comments. It'd be awesome if you can figure it out. But anyway. Okay, so with the camera all fitted up, a couple little mounting points, little stick-on brackets, and we've added a little bit of extra foam just on the back of the plug. It's sticky on one side, foam on the other, like what you use on your door seal. You can get it at Bunnings, and just a little bit of tape on each end to help it, so hopefully it doesn't come off. Not that neat really, but nobody's going to see it, just to stop it rubbing on the paintwork. Alright, there's not too much yanking on there. Happy days. We'll get the wheel back on and adjust this up here if necessary. So here's the relocation bracket where it sits there, just off to the side of the number plate and the spare wheel in between. You can see where the wire comes out. Right, that's why I chose to put those there. Tyre just clears the wire, no problem there. And so I think that's the place. Maybe even a couple more of those little stickies, so I'll let Kaon know, maybe include 4 of those, and perhaps another sort of bracket. We'll see what happens there. They'll re-look into it. Bada bing. So the thinking behind this, deciding to put one of these cameras on, or relocating the camera with a Kaon bracket, was, well, if you've got the bag off, it's okay, but if you do a lot of touring and you just want to leave it on, you don't take it off a lot, and particularly the most common place I want to use it is in the bush sometimes when you're backing up or turning around. So I thought something's better than nothing, even though from a different angle you may not see everything. Okay, it just depends what angle you're on as to what you're going to see. So let's go in the vehicle and have a look and see. With this bag, this is the Ridge Rider. Well, it's the Oz Prado Crew one now, but Ridge Rider 4x4 from Super Cheap Auto, and I think there's some other brands that same thing. So same, different bucket, same factory type thing, different brand. Let's go in the vehicle and have a look. Okay, random street to stop in. I've got no idea if the red or blue lines work, but it's 100% better view than having the camera behind the bag. So if you're out bush, you've got a fair idea, and I could even use the corner of the bag where that's hanging. That shows me a good clearance to the back of the vehicle. So the red line perhaps is very good in this case. I wouldn't necessarily trust any of the blue anymore, but it could be good also. And perhaps that's adjustable in the scan tool. I'm not sure about that, if that's something that can happen. But I'm very happy with that. I can see a lot more, and while I'm going backwards, going to do a little test and just see what the reverse clearance is if there was somebody behind us. I reckon I'm about to touch. Jeez, he's taking a risk standing behind me. So you just know you're going to hit. How close is that? Rightio. Anyway, that's it guys. That's all the information I've got for you in installing the Kaon reverse camera relocation bracket, available for at least the 150 Prados, LC150, kaon.com.au. Just wanted to help you out and let you know. It's obviously a lot easier to watch these videos to install the Kaon gear rather than try and work it out yourself. Again, not perfect, and you never know, Mark II, Mark III, things might change and get an even better view, but I wouldn't wait around, because at the moment with your bag on, you can't see nothing. It's out bush where you want to see it. Thanks for watching guys. If you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up if that was good, and subscribe, turn the bell on. More better videos coming your way. Thanks for watching. Ciao.